Okay, so, we love to deep dive around here. And you sent over this success blueprint. And honestly, 5 laws, that sounds a little intimidating.
Yeah.
But I'm always up for a challenge, especially if it unlocks some next level knowledge, right?
Absolutely.
So what do you think? Are we ready to decode this thing?
Yeah, I'm always fascinated by these blueprints for success. It's like they tap into some universal truth about achievement. Let's
Ah,
break it down, see what clicks.
all right, let's crack this code. First up, the law of value. Success comes from the value you bring out, which sounds simple enough, but something tells me it goes a little deeper than that.
Oh, it's deceptively simple
Ah,
because it forces us to look beyond that, like, what's in it for me view of success. It's less about what you acquire and more about what you offer.
okay, so instead of chasing like the bigger paycheck, the corner office, it's about figuring out what unique skills you have, what talents you can offer that actually make a difference.
Exactly. Your success is directly proportional to the value you provide. Like take a musician, for example. Their success, it isn't just about record deals and sold out stadiums. It's about the way their music makes people feel.
Oh, that's so true. Even thinking about like the artists that I really connect with, it's not just about how technically skilled they are or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
about how their music makes me feel something. Like there's an emotional connection there that keeps me going back for more.
Yes. That connection, that emotional resonance, that's the value they bring.
So it's not just about being like good at something. It's about how that something impacts the world around you.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so moving right along, we've got the law of authenticity. And in a world of like perfectly curated social media feeds, this one feels super relevant, don't you think?
Oh, more important than ever to remind ourselves that authenticity is its own form of power. One quote from this material you shared really resonated with me. The most valuable thing you can offer is yourself.
Your unique perspective, your experience, your genuine self, that's what sets you apart.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Being truly, genuinely ourselves,
Yeah.
that can be kind of terrifying, right? Like, what if people don't like the real me?
Yeah.
Isn't there this pressure to project this like polished version of ourselves, especially like even in a professional setting?
I think there's a vulnerability that comes with authenticity, but that's where true connection is born. And think about it. Who are you more drawn to, someone who seems perfect or someone who's real and relatable, even with their flaws?
No, you're right. It's the people who, let their guard down a little bit, who
Yeah.
are comfortable just being themselves. Those are the people that I find truly compelling. Like there's a level of trust that comes with that vulnerability. But how do we tap into that? How do we like shake off the pressure to be perfect and embrace our true selves, especially when it feels risky?
It starts with recognizing that your authentic self is your most valuable asset. It's about bringing your whole self to the table, quirks and all, and trusting that the right people will connect with you.
So it's about owning our story, our experiences, and letting that guide us. Which actually, now that we're talking about it, I feel like that's a perfect segue into the law of influence. Because if authenticity is about owning your story, isn't influence about how that story impacts others?
That's a great connection. And this law, it really challenges those traditional ideas of power and influence because it suggests that true influence, it doesn't come from forcing your will on others, but from empowering them.
Okay, so instead of trying to climb to the top and like rule with an iron fist, it's more about how we use our unique position to lift others up.
Yes. It's about understanding that true leadership lies in empowering those around you to reach their full potential. That could be mentoring a colleague, sharing your knowledge freely, even just offering encouragement and support. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive impact.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Because who wants to be the lone wolf at the top when you can be part of a whole pack of rock stars achieving amazing things together?
And that shared success, that collective sense of accomplishment, it's incredibly powerful.
Okay, so we're really starting to build this picture of success. And it's less about individual ambition, it seems like. It's more about collaboration and using your unique strengths to kind of lift others up, right? Which I have to say is a pretty refreshing take.
It is a shift in perspective, yeah. And it leads perfectly into our next law, the law of compensation.
Oh, yeah, this one really piqued my interest. So tell me more about this one, about how this law connects our efforts with the rewards we reap.
So often we think of compensation purely in terms of money, right? Or like tangible rewards. But this law, it kind of digs a little deeper. It suggests that true compensation, the kind that really fulfills us, comes from aligning our efforts with something bigger than ourselves.
Wait, so you're saying it's not just about like climbing that ladder
Mhm.
and getting that big promotion.
Yeah.
It's about finding work that actually feels meaningful.
That's exactly it. It's about tapping into your passions, your values, and finding ways to use your skills, your talents to make a real difference. And the rewards, those can be emotional, social, spiritual, even so much richer than just a bigger paycheck, right?
You know, I think I've definitely experienced that firsthand. Like, remember that project I spearheaded last year where we helped that local nonprofit kind of revamp their whole marketing strategy? We were working crazy hours, but it didn't even feel like work because we were so passionate about their mission.
And I bet the feeling of satisfaction you got when you saw the impact of your efforts, that was its own reward, right?
Absolutely. It's like this surge of energy, this feeling of purpose. It makes you just want to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And, money comes and goes, but that feeling, that's what sticks with you.
It creates this positive feedback loop where the more you align your efforts with your values and contribute to something meaningful, the more you're rewarded with this sense of purpose, which just fuels your passion and drives you to do even more. It's this beautiful cycle.
I am loving this blueprint so far. Like each law seems to build on the last, and it's like we're crafting this whole new definition of success. All right, bring on number 5. What's the next law?
This one's often overlooked, but equally important. It's the law of receptivity.
Receptivity. Okay, break that down for me a little bit.
So we can get so caught up in the doing, in the striving and achieving, that we kind of forget the importance of receiving.
Oh, wow. I'm already feeling personally attacked. I'm not going to lie. I am someone who likes to go, 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 but I can see how constantly being on can lead to burnout.
Yeah.
So how does this idea of receptivity help us then?
It's like that old saying, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. Being receptive means allowing ourselves to receive support, guidance, even compliments, all those things that nourish our minds and spirits.
Yeah, so it's about being open to help when we need it, which I'll admit I'm not always great at. But you know what? I'm realizing that asking for help, it's not about admitting defeat or anything like that. It's about recognizing that we don't have to do everything alone.
Exactly. It takes courage and vulnerability even to ask for help, to acknowledge that you don't have all the answers.
Mhm.
And by allowing others to contribute, you create this more collaborative and ultimately more fulfilling experience.
Okay, so instead of burning myself out trying to do it all, being receptive means I can tap into the strengths of the people around me, creating this like support system that allows everyone to thrive.
It creates this virtuous cycle of giving and receiving.
Yeah.
Think about it. When someone offers you a genuine compliment, are you more likely to retreat or offer one in return?
Oh, that's so true. When someone acknowledges my hard work, it makes me want to acknowledge their efforts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this chain reaction of positivity and appreciation.
Hmm.
It's funny how we often approach success like it's this solo mission, like we have to grind it out, achieve everything on our own.
Yeah.
But this whole idea of receptivity really slips the script. It
Mhm.
reminds us that we're part of something bigger and that asking for help, accepting support, that's not weakness. It's actually a strength.
Yeah, it's like a sign of self-awareness, recognizing that you don't have to have all the answers, and that leaning on others can actually help you achieve even greater things.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a sec. We've covered all 5 laws of this success blueprint: value, authenticity, influence, compensation, and receptivity. And what I find so fascinating is how interconnected they all are. It's not about like mastering one law in isolation. It's about understanding how they all weave together to create this like really holistic approach to success.
Yeah, it's like they're these individual ingredients that when you combine them in the right way, you create something truly extraordinary. And the best part is, these laws, they aren't just applicable to our careers or our businesses. They're relevant to every facet of our lives.
Oh, absolutely. I was just thinking that. This isn't just a guide to like climbing the corporate ladder or whatever. It's a blueprint for like building stronger relationships, fostering deeper connections, even just feeling more comfortable in our own skin.
Precisely. When you embrace your authentic self, you attract people who appreciate you for who you truly are. When you focus on providing value, you naturally attract opportunities and abundance into your life. And when you lead with the intention of empowering others, your influence expands exponentially. It's about showing up as your best self in every aspect of your life.
I'll be honest, when I first saw this whole success blueprint title, I thought it was going to be all about like setting goals and hitting targets. But this deep dive, I'm not going to lie, it's really opened my eyes to a whole new definition of success, one that's less about external validation and more about inner fulfillment, connection, contribution, all of that.
Yeah, and the beauty is that this type of success is available to everyone. It's not about your circumstances or your background. It's about making those conscious choices every day to align your actions with these
It's
principles.
about the journey, not just the destination.
Exactly. It's about finding joy in the process, embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, and recognizing that true success. It's this continuous evolution.
This has been an incredible conversation, I'm not going to lie. I feel like we just scratched the surface of these 5 laws, but you've given us so much to think about. So to you, listening, we want to hear from you. Which of these laws resonated most deeply with you? And how can you start applying these principles in your own life, starting today? Keep those questions in mind as you move forward on your own journey. And remember, the world needs your authentic self, your unique talents, and your willingness to make a difference. Go out there and create your own version of success.
And never underestimate the ripple effect of your actions, the way that your pursuit of a more meaningful and fulfilling life can inspire others to do the same.
That is beautifully said. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time for another exploration of fascinating ideas.